The men Jesus Christ chose as his disciples, his apostles, were human beings like you and I, full of dreams and ambitions. They were thinking that in the kingdom of heaven, which Jesus would establish, they would be rich, powerful, and famous. However, this is what happened to them. Peter was crucified in Rome, upside down. Andrew, his brother, went to Russia, to the land which was called then the land of man-eaters. He was also crucified, but in the form of an X. Thomas worked in Syria and went to India, where he was killed by soldiers who pierced his body with spears. Philip went to North Africa, and when he had converted the wife of the Roman proconsul, the proconsul was so angry that he had Philip put to death. Matthew went to Ethiopia, and he was stabbed to death. Bartholomew went to Saudi Arabia, where he died a martyr's death. James, the younger or the less, was stoned, then clubbed to death. Simon the Zealot went to Persia, or today's Iran, and was killed when he refused to offer sacrifice to the sun god. Matthias, the apostle chosen to replace Judas Iscariot, was burned to death. Only John the Evangelist survived, but after he was thrown alive into a big pot of boiling oil, miraculously he survived and died a natural death in the island of Patmos. In the lives of these chosen friends of Jesus, we see how his words proved to be true. Take up one's cross daily, follow him. Turn away from one's loved ones. Even the word hate. However, the word hate, misei, in Greek, then the original Hebrew, literally means to love less than one's father and mother and family. Because at the time when Christians became the disciples of Jesus, their family members said, "Why are you doing this? Don't you love us anymore?" The answer would be, "I love you, but I love God more." Loving God above everything. To be a Christian during those days meant to be prepared to campaign, and campaign hard, armed not with weapons of destruction, but only with the sign of the cross, as Constantine the Great did in the battle against the Roman forces in front of the city of Rome. He was promised by the sign which said, "By this sign of the cross, you shall conquer." Later on, in the 16th century, in the battle at Lepanto against the Ottoman Turks with a powerful army and navy, the Christian soldiers, outnumbered and outgunned, relied on the Holy Rosary. And this was repeated in the battle in front of the city of Vienna. My brothers and sisters, The tradition of being faithful to the Christian faith and suffering for it continues. In a study made in the last 20 years, it was said that the persecution of Christians is getting worse. In the year 2013, nearly 3,000 Christians were killed on account of their faith. Then, 2 years later, in the year 2015, 7,000 died martyr's death. And in a study made by some seminarians in Massachusetts, it was shown that every year 1,000 Christians die for their faith, and many more suffer on account of being Christians. My brothers and sisters, it is good, it is a blessing to be a Christian. Yet, there's also the challenge to remain steadfast, firm, and loyal to our faith. We might not be called to die a martyr's death, but we have to defend our faith when it comes to such issues like divorce, same-sex marriage, abortion, and capital punishment. People will look on us as strange, not belonging to this age, not being up to date. But we have to be loyal to the words of Christ, who said, if you want to follow me, renounce everything, your values, your loyalties. Take up your cross. Be hated by even the closest members of your family. What awaits those who are loyal to God will be a reward which no eye has seen, no ear has heard, nor has it entered into the imagination of man, what God has prepared for those who are loyal to Him and love Him with all their might. Amen.